Yo, 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 there we go. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to the stream. What is going on, everybody? How's it hanging? Gonna say hi to a few people, and then I have a wonderful guest to introduce here in a second. But what's up, what's up? Coop de Oof is here. What's up, what's up? Heck yeah, going live early. I don't care. Why not? Gonna show off the disgusting hair today, but because who cares? Ratty hair, don't care, is what I say. Jen Warner is here. What's up, Jen? Welcome, welcome. Jennifer Armstrong here. Hi, hi, hi. Howdy, hey, howdy, hey, howdy, hey. Armando's here as well. What's up, what's up? I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing wonderful. But even better news, even crazier news. Let's get the chill music going. We have a very special guest today, Carrie Craves Cinema. What is going on? Carrie, what's up, what's up?
Hello, hello, everyone.
Welcome to the stream, Carrie. We're going to talk a little bit today about Bodies Times 3. How did you feel about this though, Carrie? We haven't really talked about it. A little bit over Instagram messages, but not really face to face.
So, I'm trying to go back into my feeling of when I was in the theater. Like, as I was watching it, I'm not going to lie to you, I was a little bored at times. But for some reason, when it was approaching to the end, I was just like, oh my god, this ending just saved everything. And I was laughing as I was leaving the theater, and I was like, I have to watch this again.
Right. Oh man, I pretty much agree with you. Oh, and real quickly, Yurdy G is here. I want to say, Yurdy, I just got your tank top today. This thing is sick. Holy crap. Thank you so much, man. Dude, this is dope. Go check out some Yurdy G music. Got some good stuff. I do not have as big of guns as Knight, unfortunately, but I'm working on it. I'm getting there. But yes, so Carrie, you didn't really, you thought it was kind of slow though, getting into that ending though.
I mean, I was trying to, obviously as you're watching it, you're trying to figure out, okay, who's the killer? Like, what are they setting up here? Because the dialogue was a little bit out of my generation, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I was like, I'll listen to them, I'll hear what they have to say, and the ending literally cherry on top for everything. Like, it saved everything for me.
I pretty much agree. I think that towards the end, I was really feeling like it was pretty suspenseful because you're waiting for a killer reveal. You're waiting for something, and it's just like, when is it gonna happen? Oh my god! It was like the tension was building and building and building, and then you get to this bathroom scene, and it's like, still nothing has happened. Everyone is dead. What's going on? And then you get the reveal, which yes is like a little like not even a letdown, but it's almost like a holy shit. This is what was going on the whole time. Like what? Mm-hmm. Oh, this is nuts. But before we really get into the ending, I do want to give a warning as to you've probably seen this go across the screen, the bottom of the screen a few times now. We are talking spoilers specifically for the movie, so if you have not seen it, you might not want to join the stream tonight, and that's totally okay. Hey, we're gonna do multiple other streams in the future, but I do want to say, I just don't want to spoil anybody. So that there's your little warning, your verbal warning. But there's one going across the screen, the bottom of the screen too. So. But did you have a favorite character, Carrie?
See, I was thinking about this, and I feel like, believe it or not, the one character I thought I was going to hate, I actually ended up liking the most, and that was Pete Davidson's character, David.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I don't really like alpha characters, but for some reason I felt like he had to be that way. So I felt like he kind of fit into it like a glove. And the ending just kind of like, okay, that's it for me. And then I love B. I definitely love B.
Oh yeah, she's great too. Yeah, if Pete Davidson wasn't that way, I don't think the movie would have worked. You know, like he had to be kind of like fighting for his alpha status in his own home. I don't think it would. Yeah, it wouldn't have worked otherwise for sure. I really thought Lee Pace was surprisingly good. I was not expecting him to be like, wow, he's one of my favorites. Him and Rachel. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, but Rachel Sennott. Senate?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I listen, not one to be good at pronouncing things, but that's okay. Hey, that's all right.
We'll make it work.
Yes, exactly. But Lee and Rachel were my two favorites. But I honestly did really like the whole cast, even though yes, I do agree with you. There was some annoying points for sure with the Gen Z-ish dialogue.
Yes, they definitely. The thing is I feel like they had to be that way because I was even watching an interview with all of them, and they're even looking at their own characters, and they're like, "Dude, we suck as characters." But you know what? Knowing that how the story was going to go and where the ending was going, they're like, "But this works," and you know what? It does.
Yeah. Even from like the first time you really meet them, you're not rooting for them. They like establish early on they're rich kids who are doing coke and they're partying and stuff. They're kind of douchebags to each other. I don't feel like the point of the movie was like, oh yeah, you want to be rooting for them. You know what I mean? They're kind of not the best people. I think that's kind of the point of it all too. And
they did that on purpose.
Right. Yeah. We have Coop saying, just realized Carrie is wearing the merch. Yeah, massive shout out to Carrie for getting a KillJoy Jake shirt. We appreciate that. Heck yeah, we're both wearing merch today. I love it. It's great. It's good stuff.
Promoting.
Got to promote. You got to do it. Carrie is the ultimate promoter around here, everybody. And unfortunately, most of the time, she's not even promoting her own stuff. So I'm going to take this opportunity to say, go subscribe to Carrie Craves Cinema. I know you just hit 300 subscribers. You got any big crazy projects in the works?
I mean, Halloween, I'm trying to think of cool things to do, but I mean, that's down the road.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome. That's good stuff.
Oh, in November, I am hoping to do like a Harry Potter series.
Oh, nice. Okay. Are you going to talk about all the movies or?
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice. Dope. Okay. I don't want to get into spoiler territory for anything you got coming up, but that's dope. That's awesome. I would love to talk about more shit than just horror on this page too. I think that's why I started the second channel. So that's nice. That's good. That's good stuff though.
You can do whatever you want, seriously.
You have to. You have to at a certain point, I think, for sure. But yeah, But so with the rest of this movie, how it progresses though, did you were you really paranoid? Like I was really paranoid at a certain point in this movie. I think it kind of took a minute to get there, but like once you get into the end of the second act, I want to say early third act, I was like on the edge of my seat for the rest of the movie. But how did you feel about getting to the destination essentially?
No, I was the same way. I was just like, okay, I have to know what's going to happen here. I was like, who is it going to be? Because after a certain amount of time, you're like, okay, this person could be it, this person could be it, this person could be it. But the funny thing is, you never expected for it to end the way that it did in fact end. But yeah. I thought that because of that, it made it so much more like on its own. It's very clever. It's very clever. I think even the song Hot Girl by Charlie, I think they did that on purpose because they wanted us to think that one of the girls was going to be the killer.
I think I even said something about that in a video. I'm like, oh man, the lyrics of this are kind of like, oh, maybe they know about who the killer is or something. And I was like, I had my money on Sophia. I'm like, oh, it's gotta be her. Oh
even
yeah.
In my theory video, I was like, dude, it has to be Sophie.
Nice. Yeah, I was like the whole time. I'm like, it's totally gonna be her. They're going the love interest angle, and no.
They had a love interest in there.
Right. Yes. But I was really thinking for like taking like the Billy Loomis route for the killer, like make her make the love interest so obvious to be the killer, and then it ends up like, oh yeah, no, it actually is her. But you thought like, oh, that's too obvious. It can't be her. No way. But it was. But no, that's once again a double twist. Did not decide to do that.
They did it on purpose.
I love it. Oh, it's great. I want to answer a few questions real quick here. We have Flash Skywalker in the chat. Welcome, Flash. Welcome. Thank you for the compliments. We appreciate that. Wayne is saying, finished everything yet for Red Right Hand? Yeah, no, it's gonna take a little bit before I get there. We're doing a lot this weekend though. But yeah, soon. I will have more set pictures and stuff shortly. I also want to thank Mystic Cyanide for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you. I appreciate that. Heck yeah. But yes. So your favorite character was Pete Davidson. Did you enjoy him? We have some hate towards the man saying he didn't think it was funny.
I mean, he's not that funny, but I mean, for the character itself, I feel like he fell into it like seamlessly.
I've always been like meh about Pete Davidson. You know, I don't he's never like, oh yeah, dude, he's so funny. But yeah, I know, I pretty much agree. I mean, like, I think he killed it in this role, but he's never been like, oh yeah, he's like my number one favorite comedian. He just doesn't. There's nothing about him that's like crazy awesome. You know.
To be honest, I was skeptical because of him being in it. I was like, is he gonna ruin this movie? But nope.
I think he killed it. I mean, he killed something for sure, and that's yeah.
Oh my god.
Did you? So, we're kind of beating around the bush. You know, I'm kind of. I don't want to talk about the ending yet because I know that's what we're what we're really gonna get crazy talking about.
To be honest with you, even in my review, I didn't even say it.
Yeah.
Nope, I didn't. I said that the ending was I was saying everything around about the ending, but I didn't actually say what happened in the ending.
See, I was pretty bad. I talked very briefly about the I talked briefly about the movie as a whole, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, there were some cool moments and all that, but the ending is what makes it work. And then like I just couldn't help myself, got to the spoiler review, and that's all I talked about like the entire time. I was like, this is groundbreaking. I know it's insane. I'm trying to talk about everything else before we get into the ending because I know that's what we're gonna be talking about and going nuts with. But yeah, is there any before we get into the ending, because I know that's gonna be largely the majority of this conversation. Is there any other comments you have just about the movie in general besides the ending? Is there any other character moments that stood out to you? Anything else?
I mean, I definitely feel like I feel like looking at the movie overall, I feel like it was like interwoven, it was weaved, like everything they were thinking of, they did it on purpose, and I feel like they mapped everything out on purpose to make us think one thing when it was another. And I appreciate that so much because they wanted us to think it was a slasher, but it's not. Let's be honest. It's a Clue whodunit movie. But I like the fact that they wanted us to think it was a slasher.
Yeah, and the marketing this movie as A24's take on Scream, or the new new generation Scream was genius, because like just like you, I was going into that movie looking at all the characters, being like, who's the killer? And they do a really good job at writing a plausible motive for just about every single character as to like if they could be the killer or not. And there's even like there, you hear some things at the beginning that you find out actually isn't the truth later on, like about Lee Pace's character, for instance. They're like, oh yeah, he's a vet. You're like, yeah, he just came back from Afghanistan or something. But it's like, no, he was like a veterinarian. And they just completely got the whole thing wrong. That's so funny. That was I feel like in retrospect, I've seen the movie twice now, and in retrospect, I feel like that was. I saw it, so I got to see it recently last week, like at the end of last week, right before I went on my trip.
Nice.
I think that I don't know how you feel about this, but I feel like that was kind of the first clue as to maybe there's no killer.
What, whenever they said about the veterinarian thing?
Yeah, because you visibly see B killing him, and then they give that reveal about it. I was like, that was where I'm watching it again, I'm like, oh, that was kind of a hint towards that, and that blew right past me.
You know what? When I saw B was starting to kill him, I was like, I'm starting to pick up on the fact that, well, what I thought was that each and every character was going to end up killing another character. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, but it didn't like piece in my head that two of them are going to be accidents.
Yeah, I like it was weird to see that happen at first, and like I was definitely still I was like, the first time I saw it, I'm like, B could maybe be a killer here, like maybe she's our ghost face essentially, you know, in this pseudo Scream. But yeah, no, I watching it again, I'm like, this is actually kind of a hint towards that. So it was always there, I think, in front of us. But yeah, the first time you see it, it's just a blind side. Real quickly, I want to thank Paula so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Paula. Saying, Sophie and B, do y'all believe Sophie really loved B? Because that ending, she wasn't trying to give up that phone and her whole peeing to be that she loved her. So essentially with the ending, we have our characters kind of in a bit of a scuffle. We learn some things about Sophie that isn't so fantastic. What do you think about that? So Sophie's a cheater, basically. I mean, it's not like absolutely confirmed, but I mean, how do you feel about like where their relationship is at the end of this film?
So what I learned about most of the characters is that most of them lie because they're trying to create this kind of second like ego with themselves or whatever. Persona, that's what I was thinking of. Like their own persona, how they wanted people to perceive them. And I feel like Sophie was one of the biggest ones that wanted to be seen one way when she was actually another. And I feel like maybe in her head she had feelings for B, but I don't think it was in the way that she wanted us to think that she loved her. That's what I think. Because why else would she want so badly for B not to see the text? I mean, it's already out there. She might as well just let her see them.
At that point in the night, they've killed a bunch of their friends. It's like, fuck, I cheated on you too. Whatever, let's just get it all out now. Right. It really does. That was like, oh my god, it's such a betrayal on its own. And then for her not even to be like the killer, it's so like, what? Like they were perfectly setting this up to be that way. And no, not at all. Be that way? That was awful. You don't have to laugh at that. Like seriously. Seriously. I know it's bad. Thanks. Thank you, Carrie. You're my like number one. I appreciate it. Thank you. Paula, thank you for the super chat, Paula. I appreciate it. And yes, I see. I know you meant pleeing, not peeing. I thought it was really funny, so I had to read it that way.
I thought there was going to be a peeing in the pool joke there.
that's where there you go. We have a few other questions too. I saw a few good ones that I've starred. We had Slasher in Suits. What's up? I love your profile picture. That's dope as fuck. Saying, loved this movie, saw it twice because it'll drop out of the top 10 this week. Ooh. Aww. That's a shame. That's a shame. I love when A24 gets a big hit like this, it's nice. We also have Austin Daniels.
Like X should have got more love too.
Which one? X? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. That didn't do too well at the box office. I was pretty upset. I was like, damn, that's.
I think I know why though.
Yeah, a lot of graphic imagery in that one. I think. Mm-hmm.
Certain subject matter.
Yeah, right. Austin Daniels, what's going on, man? Saying, I knew Pete Davidson would either die first or be the killer. So, Carrie, I'm gonna throw that to you. How do you feel about this? Going into this film, did you think that Pete Davidson was either the killer or the first kill just because of like his star power?
Yeah, I seriously thought he was either gonna die first or he was gonna be the killer.
I was definitely leaning towards first kill. Like I was like, he's a goner. There's no way they had him for too long on set. Like he's a way bigger star than literally everybody in this movie. So I was only expecting like 15 minutes of screen time. I think we did get, I want to say a little more than that, but it was, yeah. I mean, he's the opening. He is the first kill in the movie. So it's interesting.
It's great.
And it is great. What a reveal. Seriously, what a reveal. Thomas is saying, Jake been a fan since day one. Happy to see you reach 12K. Congrats. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Congrats.
I thank you. I appreciate that, Carrie. But yeah. So one other thing I want to bring up too about this film, and we'll really dive into the ending and why I just fucking love it. This movie really sets up a lot of little details that come back to be massive factors later on. I really personally just appreciate that in movies. I could see that done a million times, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's go. How did you feel about like the window thing, the car lights being left on from the mirror and all that? Did you think that was like pretty good writing, or how do you feel about the overall writing, I guess is the question.
Dude, they mapped all of it out. I think they deliberately did everything for a reason. And looking back on it now, like after watching the ending and then thinking back, like your mind's rewinding like the rest of the film, and you're like, okay, so this makes sense, this makes sense, this makes sense. I feel like they did everything to a T. Like I think they thought about everything.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's genius. I think it's clever.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I think with the addition of Chloe Okuno, I could feel her like her presence all over that film with setting up like little things that end up being big things later on in the film. There was a lot of nice little writing decisions, I think, overall. The rewrites really served it.
I want more of her stuff.
Oh yeah, have you seen Watcher from earlier this year?
No, I need to.
Oh, I recommend it. It's if you liked this one, you will absolutely love Watcher, I think.
I mean, you got me into Ty West, so.
That makes me so happy. You have no idea, because I also kind of got into him this year, and like the fact that I don't know, that's so exciting to me.
Dude, I'm
glad you like him.
Super fan right now. Like,
nice. He's so underrated. Like, right? Oh man, yeah, he's got some great stuff. But want to thank Paula again. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Paula. You're killing it tonight. MVP. Can you see a sequel to Bodies? Because I can, because we got left with some unanswered questions, and it would be nice to see how do you move on from that? Like what else could happen here? I'm going Carrie, go ahead and answer this. I have some feelings about this.
I say for this particular one, we need to leave it as is, because I feel like if we do a continuation, it's gonna ruin the ending pretty much, because I feel like it just needs to stay open-ended the way that it was, because otherwise it's, I mean, what are you gonna really do as a continuation after that? There's not much, really.
Right, like there's not much else you could do with this property, because like what's so cool about it, like how we were talking about before, is the ending. Like the twist at the end is what makes this film, I think. And if you don't have that, then it's just a bunch of Gen Z kids doing coke, hanging out in a big mansion, I think. So I even though yes, there was some unanswered questions, I'm kind of okay with that. I like the ending being ambiguous. You don't like, these two could go to jail for all we know for for getting blamed for all these murders. That could absolutely happen after the credits roll. But I kind of love living in the mystery a little more, I guess.
I think Max is gonna tell on them.
Like he might, you know what I mean? Like what else would you take away from this situation? I mean, yeah, they have the video of Pete Davidson killing himself at the very beginning, but like how do you explain that, you know? What did you say? I'm so sorry.
And what about the others? There's no proof of the others.
Exactly. They have no hard evidence on what happened to them. That just Pete Davidson. So it would be pretty hard to explain that. You know, this is a very unique situation.
Very unique.
I do love the ending. Oh, and Wayne, thank you so much. Well done, Mr. Killjoy, on 12,000. Hospitals would be proud. Should celebrate with the House Shark watch party. You know, one day. One day we'll watch that on here. It is free on Tubi. It's the worst movie ever made, in my opinion. But I'll suffer through it just for all of you guys.
You should not have told anybody that you watched that movie.
I really shouldn't have. I highly regret it.
Or the hospitals.
No, the hospital rant clearly has gotten me in trouble. All these all these months later, I'm still getting flack for it. But let's get into the fucking meat and potatoes here, because there's one big thing we need to talk about. It's this ending. So we have our two main characters who are still alive. They go and look over at Pete Davidson's phone, seeing that he accidentally slashed his throat with this champagne machete thing. There's probably a proper term for it. I don't know. But essentially, there was no killer. There was no killer this entire time. Pete Davidson killed him, accidentally sliced his throat open, and then came up to everybody almost dead, and they just assumed someone killed him. So, Carrie, just give me your basic feelings about when you saw this for the first time. What was going through your head?
Okay, so the thing that pops in my head is there was a guy that was sitting like 4 seats away from me, and I could hear him talking the same as me, and we were watching the scene, and we were both like, oh my god, he's about to do it. And I'm just like losing it because I'm like, oh my god, I know he's about to slit his own damn throat. And I thought it was like, wow, they went there. This is brilliant.
Oh yeah. I was like, my jaw was dropped. I couldn't believe that like all that work my mind was doing trying to figure out who the killer was the entire time was literally for nothing. I've never been so blindsided by a movie before. I really couldn't believe. I was like, what? Like you've got to be fucking kidding. You got to be kidding me, man. I've seen a few people say that this ending is a letdown too. What are your thoughts on that? Because I disagree personally, but what do you think about that?
I mean, my mind opens up to like both sides of it, but like me personally, I absolutely loved it, but I can see where other people are coming from because they expected a slasher. They wanted somebody to be a killer. They wanted there to be a motive, but this movie wasn't giving it to us. It was giving us something else.
It's almost like the advertising that brought all of us here, thinking it was going to be essentially another Scream movie. That kind of is a super big positive and a super big negative at the same time. Because I think some people were really disappointed because we didn't get that angle to it. But at the same time, I'm sure there are many people like us who can appreciate it too for being that fake out, for being this like massive just what the fuck moment right at the end that it's all building up to.
I wanted that because I like the kind of movies that have the endings where I'm just like, oh my god, that happened. Like Saw. Obviously, that's one of the endings where you're just like, oh my god, he just got up, he shut the door, game over. It was almost like that feeling. Almost. Because, I mean, that's that gives you a different feel. But
yeah, that
ending with Pete Davidson, I was just like, finally I get some of that feeling back again.
I agree. It felt like just like the ending of Saw. You're just like, I have never seen a twist like this before. You're just like, this feels like something new. And even though yes, it was kind of in a way, I guess, a cop out, I fucking loved it. Like I was like, I genuinely was expecting just your typical same old like, oh, it's gonna be Sophie's the killer or Jordan's the killer. I was really like pinned on either of those two. Rachel Sennott. I think is her name, Rachel Snott. She yeah, right. I did not see her being the killer. Like I did not see her being the killer. Maybe B, or Alice. Yeah, no, I did not think that. But
Jordan, maybe.
Jordan was a maybe for me, honestly.
Yeah,
when she was grabbing that gun, I was pretty. Oh, what's up with that? You know.
Mm-hmm. She had some aggression for sure.
Yeah, and it was almost like she was it was almost like she was kind of jealous of B and Sophie or something. There was some kind of like weird angle to that too. I don't know, man. There was definitely something there, but I'm once again still just super glad they went with what they went with.
Me too.
And we have Wayne asking, what was the meaning society and technology is breeding a new generation of self-obsessed idiots? Carrie, how do you feel about like the overall message of this movie? What is the ending of this trying to say?
I feel like it was pretty much just teens picking on themselves, like they're making fun of themselves in a sense. Because I don't think that they're trying to like say anything bad, like ill against anyone or any age, which I think they actually said. But that's what I think. I think it was just a satire. It's meant to just poke fun.
Yeah, I don't think it was that doom and gloom. You know what I mean? Like, I read that and it's like, oh, the whole generation is screwed. We're all self-obsessed idiots. I think that there is I think that there's definitely a section of Gen Z that is like this, you know what I mean? But not the whole.
I'm not gonna.
Listen, I'm Gen Z and I'm saying that. I get it. Some of us are stupid. But I can also take a joke, and I think that's what this is. This is self-deprecating humor towards towards Gen Z, making fun of us a little bit. How some of us are just stupid and ignorant. So, and that's fine. You know, we can do that. Wayne, I don't think it was like I said, I don't think it was that it wasn't that big of a message. It was kind of just like a little satire on how some of us act in this weird world of ours.
Oh yeah. I think maybe that's why I like this so much, is because it reminds me of what Clue was trying to do back in its time. And now I feel like they're kind of bringing that back a little bit. And I'm like, yes, because I love Clue.
You gotta find ways to do good twist endings, you know, because it's still possible. I would argue that you can still absolutely write a good twist or a good fake out or something, you know?
Yeah, because look at what happened here. Like, yeah, a lot of people, we're getting a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people are like, oh my God, this is stupid. But then a lot of people are actually getting it and they're thinking about it. And they're like, okay, I'm seeing what they're doing here.
Yeah. I think it's, I agree. I think it's something that it's not usually done this way, and that's why some people don't love that. Some people are looking for that familiarity in movies like this, especially when you call this this generation Scream. You know, we're looking for, okay, well, I'm looking for good characters, horror commentary, you know, like an iconic killer. If you don't have that, you're not living up to that standard. But the whole point of that to me is not to replicate Scream. This was to put a thought in people's head, which is, when I'm watching this, I want to find out who the killer is. And that's obviously not, they subverted expectations. I walked out of the theater immediately thinking this is going to have mixed reviews. I could feel that walking out of it. Some of the characters are kind of meh, you know, I will agree with you there. Getting there was kind of tough. But yeah, I don't know, man. I had a really fun fucking time with it.
I did too.
Katie is here too. What's up? Welcome.
Hey, K-pop.
Popping the popcorn. Hell yeah. I said poop in the popcorn the other night, and I felt really bad.
Well, remember yesterday I said I'm trying not to say that.
Right, yeah. It's hard not. You see P's and O's, man. You think poop. It's tough. No, I'm totally kidding. Katie.
Well, I was gonna blame my keyboard, but if you want to blame that yourself,
yeah, I have nothing to blame except for my very stupid mind. But yes, unfortunately,
well, I have cheese ball humor too, so don't worry.
Good. And Wayne, yes, Red Right Hand does have a twist ending and some other surprises along the way too that you won't see coming. So I'm excited. I'll be honest with you, it's nothing as elaborate as this, but I'm proud. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the twist, you know. So it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited to see.
Oh, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that,
dude. That mirror picture that you have, like the blue, the hue, and everything, that is phenomenal. I hope we see more stuff like that.
There's an entire scene in the bathroom here, and you get
that
to
is
see
incredible right there.
I can't even believe I shared this with people, because this is where the big twist happens. Like, I didn't want to show people, but yeah, there's a twist about right at the beginning of the third act that kind of changes everything about the movie. So it's interesting. It's just like, oh, okay, if I showed you like one frame more, it would spoil something. So, but I'm so excited. I'm really excited.
I know the twist.
You know the twist?
Yes, the water. Yeah. He thought it was hot, but it was really cold.
Oh, yeah, see? Oh, no, it's fine. Everything's good. Yeah, he is a little moist in that.
That expression in his face.
Yeah. He's having a great time. What are you talking about? Look at him. He looks fine. No,
he's absolutely. Like, I thought the water was cold. It was hot.
No, there's nothing wrong about that guy. Like, he's definitely sane and mentally sound. Yeah, definitely.
No, he's having a good time. He was watching Beavis and Butthead earlier. He's fun.
Right. Yeah, totally nice guy. Very, very much so. Extron is asking if I liked this movie more than X. Carrie, I'll throw that question to you first real quick. What's your top 10 list looking like so far and how you feel about X too in comparison to this movie?
Well, I feel like I still have to put X above Bodies, just a smidge. Only because I was in love with that 70s feel. Like, I love it. But X is like a little bit below, just a little bit.
So you like X more than Bodies though? Like that's kind of your like
yeah, just a smidge.
Just a smidge. Gotcha.
Just a smidge.
I rewatched X like 2 nights ago, I want to say, and I couldn't agree more. The 70s feel, I love the characters way more than in Bodies. But I will say, like X is your straight up 70s, like late 70s, early 80s kind of slasher. That's what it feels like, and it's great. Like it's amazing. It's still my number 1 of the year for sure. But Bodies is. It's really something different. Like I've never seen a movie like this before. I really haven't. And if it didn't have that ending, I wanted to say X again. If it didn't have that ending, I wouldn't be talking about it so highly. But because it's something so refreshing and something I haven't seen before, that's why it's making it somewhere higher up on my list. But not number 1, just because, like I said, the characters are at times insufferable, but for the most part, I can get with it. I can get jiggy with it for the most part.
Just keep in mind that they're meant to be insufferable.
You're absolutely right too. That's the other thing. Like that's the point of it. Yeah, it has to be that way. That's the only way it can work, and it does. It just barely works by a thread.
Yeah. Because otherwise, I think the audience would be like, okay, I can't even watch this because these kids are too much.
Right, because if it's just a slasher movie, like another slasher movie with like relatable young characters and they're just getting killed, it's just like, I've seen that. I've seen that before. I've seen that plenty of times before. But this was, okay, you put all of that on its head and did something different with that same concept. So
thank you. That's exactly what I said. Carter and I actually did a collab, and we talked about the ending, and I was talking about how it basically flipped on its own head.
I must have subconsciously stole that from you, because I watched that video earlier today.
Oh, nice. You're welcome.
Thank you, Carrie. You have some great takes, though. Some good stuff.
Thank you.
Wayne,
in this little noggin here.
Good. That's good. Wayne is saying X had sex, so X beats it. Wow. That's enough. That's enough for you, Wayne. Okay. Hey, man.
Well, listen. I guess that's not even a hot take, I guess.
I mean, those old people going at it, that was really hot, So
I don't know why, but it helped me thinking like Mia Goth is in this makeup.
that helps you think it wasn't as gross.
I mean, for some reason not, but then my brain was thinking, well, the man's older, so that kind of makes it even creepier.
Yeah, when you think about it like that, yeah, actually, wow. I can't even imagine how weird that scene must have been the film, too.
Yeah, that made it worse for me, actually, so I was like, okay, brain, stop thinking now. You're making it worse.
You're making it worse. Don't overthink it. Mystic Cyanide is saying, have you played the fan games for Halloween or Scream? No, but I played Dead by Daylight. I don't know if that counts.
Friday the 13th.
Yeah, hey, there you go. I loved that. Did they ever do an update for that? I know they were kind of talking about it, but
I think so, to be honest. I think I played it like maybe once or twice.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were still playing it or not. I was just curious.
No, I'm more like into simple games that I don't have to really think too much about.
I gotcha. What's a game you play a lot?
Definitely Tekken.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love some Tekken. That's
Mortal
sick,
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat's always been my favorite personally, but I do like Tekken too. Yeah, no, the fatalities and all that, like, oh, it's nasty. I love it.
I mean, that kind of ties into our love for horror movies, so.
Right, of course.
But yeah, those are the kinds that I go for.
Nice, good stuff. Mystic is saying playing Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th. Nice. I bought Back 4 Blood when it launched, and I just still have not played it. Like, I have not. That's like the new Left 4 Dead kind of game. It's like from the same developers, but I think it's like a different studio or something. I want to play that so bad, but I just have not had time.
Gotta wait till after that movie.
Yeah. Wayne is talking about this Wormwood Apocalypse, which I've heard of, but I've never watched before. I still gotta check this out, man. I think you brought this up on another stream, and I was meaning to check it out, but I just have not had the time. But I will check it out if I get a chance, for sure.
I've never heard of it.
I never heard of that either, but it's got a sick name, so I'm like, Wormwood? Fuck yeah, okay.
Wormwood Apocalypse.
Wormwood Apocalypse. That was so funny to see the look on Craven's face. You guys had a watch party for this, right? That's what he's referring to.
Yeah, they had a watch party.
She's referring to, sorry.
I was going to be there, but it was too late for me.
Dope. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I think they didn't. That was the one they did at like 3 a.m. or something like that, right? Like something ridiculous.
It ended at like 3 a.m. I was like, dude, I got work in the morning. I can't do this. I'm sorry.
Because I remember like one night I'm like falling asleep. I was like going to bed or something, and then like in the middle of the night I get woken up to a notification. It's like, Craven, something scary just went live, and I look over and it's like 3 a.m. I'm like, what? Why are you going live at 3 a.m.? Holy crap!
That's what they do.
There's
there's times when I get off of the stream and then I like wake up randomly and then I'm like, oh my god, they're still on.
Like you had a whole nap in and they're still going.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that's how the Nancy Ann Ritter stream was for me. Like we just kept going. Like it just did not stay. It just did not stop. I had to wake up at I believe 6 to go into work the next day, and that was that was rough. I had about an hour and a half of sleep, but it was worth every second. Let me tell you.
She's entertaining.
She is very entertaining. She is very foul-mouthed, and it's hilarious. I love it.
And she's a sweetheart.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, she's awesome. She's badass. But yeah, so with Bodies, do you have an overall score for the film? Is there any, what would you give this out of 10?
I think I'd actually give it a 9 out of 10.
I think I'm right there with you. I'd give this either like a 9 or an 8.5 out of 10 on rewatch. I said in my review, I didn't think this would be great on a rewatch, but I still had fun with it the second time around. So I'm like 8.59 is where I'm at right now, somewhere in that fun little range.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting around, floating around in the pool somewhere in that area.
I want to swim in that pool too. Sorry.
I know. I want to too. That's why they're behind me.
Nice.
I'm like, I want to be in that pool, damn it.
I was very envious. Very envious. Sorry, keep going.
You can come over, you know. But the reason why I have it at a 9 is because I just feel like the dialogue just needed a little bit sprucing up, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's my one. That was my pretty much my one big complaint. Was that at times it was just like, there was a few jokes that just didn't land for me. Where I'm just like, okay, like okay, got to get the Gen Z stuff out of the way.
Can you explain one thing to me?
Yeah.
What was that scene where Glenn was his name Greg or Glenn?
I want to say Greg.
Okay, so
Maybe.
He was talking about the best defense is the offense or whatever, and they just kept repeating it back to each other, and I'm like, what is happening here?
I thought that might have been playing into some kind of like overall philosophy of the killer or something. That's like what hit me at first, but I genuinely think it was just a stupid thing that his character said that David picked up on and wanted to just like kind of rip on the guy for. That's what that's kind of what I took it as, is like, oh, David just he saw his in to start making fun of him, and he took it.
Maybe like his way of being kind of alpha, like he felt like he wanted to make him look stupid, so he kept repeating it, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, that's how I took it, at least. But like at the same time, I don't fucking know. It's a weird thing. Like I've tried to think about it a little bit, and I'm just like, maybe I'm just not smart enough for that line. But it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
I was the same, because I was like really listening to it. I'm like, what is happening here? Like am I supposed to feel this awkward watching them two talk to each other during this time?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. it was uncomfortable, and Greg really handled it well. Like, he was genuinely a nice guy, and I just feel so bad for him.
He just kept walking away. He's like, you know what? I'm going to walk away from the situation.
The other thing was, too, that I think is interesting about the dynamic between all the characters is, like, Greg was in his home. You know what I mean? I feel like if Greg was, maybe if they were at Greg's place, you know, and they weren't at David's place, maybe that situation would have went down differently. But he's just like, you know what? You're going to act like an asshole to me in your own house. I'm just going to separate myself from the situation. You know, he handles it really well, which is interesting. Interesting scene for me.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't know. That's how I took it. But have you watched the new Pretty Little Liars yet, or have you not had time for that?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm like 4 episodes in, and I'm kind of losing interest. But like, is it like, I know the ending just came out. Have you finished it, or?
I didn't finish it yet, but what I've seen so far, I'm liking where they're going with this story.
Hell yeah. I need more of the slasher. Like, that's kind of how, that's where I'm at right now. I need to see more of that, but like, I feel like it's coming, you know, I feel like that's definitely coming. But
I'm hoping for an all over like final episode bloodbath. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like a slow burn to something big, because where I'm at, like, it's just all been for them. Like 90% of the show has been character development, and like, it's not bad. Like, it's actually pretty well written for a TV show, but I'm just like, man, like, I was really thought we were going to get into some of the crazy, scary shit sooner, but, no, but it's not bad. It's fine. Like, I'm having a good time with it. Some of the characters are really cool.
Yeah, it's good. I've seen Marlene. I can't remember what her last name is, but Marlene is the one that wrote the Pretty Little Liars, like the original one. And she actually has something to do with the original Sin. And she has a tendency of really, really developing her characters.
I see. I like, that's my thing. I haven't seen the original. That's kind of, I even said that on my live stream. I'm like, I've never seen the other Pretty Little Liars, so I don't really know. I don't know if this is like a continuation off of that. If this is in the same universe. No, just told whole new story.
Well, it's not. Well, there's actually one place. I don't know if you've gotten that far yet, so I don't know if I should say it. But there's a certain place that they go to that actually ties into the original Pretty Little Liars.
Okay. I see. Like, I probably wouldn't even know, because
you probably would have. It would have went past you. But people that have seen like the original Pretty Little Liars, they're like, ooh, I wonder if we're gonna see a character from the other, like the original Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so, but
you don't think it's gonna happen though?
No.
Okay. Just an Easter egg, like that's the extent of it, pretty much.
I think just an Easter egg.
Cool. Okay. I see Extron saying he enjoyed episodes 6 and 7, so dope. I will. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna finish it. I think I know. I think there's like 11 episodes or something. So I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna write it out. See if it gets crazy or something. But yeah, having that in mind though is really, that's cool. I didn't realize that was just her writing style. You know, I guess I didn't know that. So cool.
Oh, and it's Marlene King. Thank you, Tori.
Oh, there we go. Yes, Marlene King. Gotcha. Cool. And I'm like, listen, we talk about Ty West. You know, we both love Mr. Ty West, and he's one to chew up to take his time with the characters, really get you to know every facet of them, and then have all the horror happen. So if that's the case, listen, I can be patient. I can write it out. So
you know something, he has conditioned me. He has taught me how to appreciate slow burns, because before him, I was like, I cannot do slow burn anything. But watching more and more of his movies, I'm just like, I'm into this.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I think the thing about his movies that I love so much about it is you immediately fall in love with his characters. Like, he knows exactly how to write characters to the point where it's like, I could have just done a whole movie where I'm hanging out with those characters from X, and I would have it didn't even have to be a horror movie. I was just having fun watching them fucking hang out with each other. It was so interesting to listen to all of them talk.
Yeah, I loved each and every one of them.
Oh yeah. Did you see The Innkeepers? I was going to ask you about that one.
It's so funny because I was about to ask you, like, how did you feel about it? Because I rewatched it not too long ago, and I liked it better this time around.
So I've only seen it once, but I feel like I would like it more. Yeah, I that's been my least favorite Ty West so far. But even with that being said, the main two characters were so enjoyable to watch, and their relationship going back and forth. It was so, and that's like the whole movie. If you have no idea what we're talking about, too, like the Innkeepers is basically just like two characters. They're running a hotel. Yeah, and it's really just them talking. Like that's the majority of the movie. Also them talking to like some of the hotel guests too, which furthers the plot a bit. But man, it's barely a horror movie, but it gets a little crazy at the end there. But I was kind of unimpressed the first time, but I need to watch it again because I still I watched it all in one sitting. It's a slow burn, but I really enjoyed watching those characters talk to each other.
Yeah, I mean, when I first watched it, I think it was around the time it actually first came out. I was like,
oh, okay.
I'm not impressed by this. But literally, maybe like a week ago, I rewatched it because I was falling down my Ty West rabbit hole.
Nice.
For a video because I wanted to talk about Ty West, and I'm like, well, now I got to rewatch this. And you know what? I enjoyed it. I really liked it. Sarah Paxton did very well.
Oh yeah. No, she's amazing. So how would you rank like his movie? Because I think you posted about even his cowboy one. So you've seen like all of his movies pretty much. How would you rank them? I'm just curious, just interested.
That's hard.
that is hard, right?
It is because I'm like thinking about all of them. Unfortunately, I do think that Innkeepers would be at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then I think the other ones are really, really hard because they're all really good. Because I loved In a Valley of Violence. Ethan Hawke and John Travolta were amazing.
That was good, though?
Oh, if you haven't seen it, you need to. It's really good.
Because it's just like a Western, right? It's not even a horror movie.
It's got some good gore in it, though.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll like that part. And the dialogue is unbelievable.
I actually I can fuck with some Westerns every now and then. Like it's not like my go-to, but like I like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is a masterpiece. I love that. So
well, I'm not crazy about Westerns, but this one I really liked. Because I like Tombstone.
Yeah, Tombstone's great too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If you see Tombstone, then it's kind of has that kind of feel. So I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay. I'll give it a watch. I'll check it out because I fucking love Ty West. I mean, I haven't seen his very first movie, which is like super low budget, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. But
so there's The Roost.
That's it. Yeah, that one.
And then there's another one too, but I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
because I was doing like an after thing, like after my rabbit hole video. I was like, movies I still need to watch by Ty West. And I was like The Roost, and then there was another one, and then Cabin Fever 2, but I heard that he wants to disown that one.
Yeah, the studio really fucked him on that one is what I've heard. But he's also he has an acting role in You're Next too. I forgot about that, which is so weird. But with The Roost, like I tried to watch it and I just could not get into it. I don't know. It's his same formula, it's like a slow burn. You're kind of hanging out with the characters, but he's definitely perfected his like how he writes characters over time. Like this is a prime example of how Ty West movies wouldn't work if they didn't have as strong of characters, because the characters were just not as interesting comparatively with all of his other stuff, with his more like big budget production movies. But yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like House of the Devil is the first one where he really hit it, So.
Oh my god, yes. That movie is like, I never watched a movie where I was literally on the edge of my couch. I was like, dude, this movie is so beautiful. The music's amazing. I love the cinematography. I was just riveted by every single thing that was going on, and I was just like, I love this movie.
I agree. Oh my god, that's another really fun slow burn. Like, and it's not even like there's crazy shit that happens throughout that movie too. Like, I don't know, her friend getting like butchered too, like halfway through. I don't know. I was like, oh. Coming. No, that blindsided me. I was like, what? No fucking way. Sorry for spoiling this for you, but this is a movie from like, what, 2011 or something? So fight me.
Yeah. Well, you gotta watch it.
2009. Yes, watch it. House of the Devil, absolute banger. Check it out. And if you go ahead. No, go ahead. I'll shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. No, you're good. No. Seriously.
I was just gonna say that I think the innkeepers would have to be at the bottom, and I hate to say it because I'm thinking about the other ones, but I think the sacrament would have to go there, and then House of the Devil, and then am I missing? Oh, well, now I'm putting in the Valley of. I don't know where to put in the Valley of Violence because it's so hard to put that somewhere.
It's so different from. I'm assuming it's so different from the other movies, you know. Okay.
He did his own little thing on that one, but it was really good.
Dope. I gotta check it out because I'm really curious. And if you're looking for more Ty West, baby, we got another one coming in a month. Holy crap!
I know.
This guy's insane.
Wait for Pearl. Oh my god.
The trailer looks amazing. I am so pumped for it.
Dude, it's given me like creepy whimsical, and I am here for it. And I kind of want to see more of that alligator.
Oh yeah, we already got a tease of that too in the trailer. Which, oh my god, I can't wait. I hope the trailer didn't spoil a lot of the kills though. That's my one thing about it, because you can see a lot going on in that trailer. With especially with the dude, there's a dude that just blows up at one point in the trailer. I'm like, what is the situation? Someone's on fire. You see Pearl just going at somebody with, I think it's a knife, if I'm remembering correctly. So yeah, I'm like, I hope they didn't give away too much about it, but hey, I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. What do I know?
Well, with Ty West, he's known to have things look differently than what they actually are. So let's hope that's the case.
That's a good point. That is a good point. So, and anything can happen. Carter is saying, God, I wish I knew about this stream beforehand. Bodies is so fun. Hey, Carrie plus Jake. What's up?
Hey, Carter. We were talking about our collab about the ending.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a good video, guys. Good stuff. No, really good stuff.
You did a great job, Carter.
Hell yeah. Some good collabs. I love.
I love collabing with peeps.
I don't do it enough. I really don't. I want to do more streams with other people. I want to get like, I've only had like one stream on this page where I had a bunch of people, and I want to get like a stream with like 10 people going at some point. Like, I think that would be so fun.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and guess what? We're supposed to talk about Goosebumps around Halloween.
Yes. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Wait, are you doing that with Carter? Because I was gonna say, I'm like, I thought we were gonna do a little Goosebumps collab in Halloween.
No, you and me.
Oh, okay. I was like, well, hang on a sec. I'm like, if Carter's got you booked for Goosebumps, I'm gonna have to have a word with him. No, I'm just kidding. No, absolutely, yeah. So how do you want to do that? Because I'm curious, actually. I was almost thinking like we could do like a couple of videos, or do you just want to do like one big video talking about like favorite Goosebumps? Because I want to do something for that this October.
Well, it depends. Do you have a lot of favorite episodes, or is there like one in particular that you really want to talk about?
I can think of like 3 off the top of my head that like I love from childhood and would love to talk about again. But if there was like, if there's more too, if there's like other Goosebumps things, I don't know. Like I definitely have not seen every episode. I have not seen all of them for sure. But there's like a few that really stick out. The Haunted Mask, the Horrorland episode. I'm trying to. There's a few of them that really just stick out in my mind that were just really gross.
The Haunted Mask is like the one that I watch every year.
Oh, hell yeah.
You gotta love Carly Beth.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's probably objectively the best episode of Goosebumps, I think. But yeah, I wanna look this up.
Oh, and I know another creator that would absolutely love to talk Goosebumps too, and that would be I Like Scary.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Oh,
Brandon's
he has
always
the freaking
welcome.
mask.
Oh, he does?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Okay. Well, yeah. We'll have to get him. We'll have to get him in the video. Okay. We'll do it. Yeah. I'll do a big video. We're talking about Goosebumps. You know, maybe I'll do. You know, here's what we'll do, Carrie. We'll be the ones running the show. We'll be running the Goosebumps show, but we'll get a bunch of other creators to also like give us a little, like send us a 5-minute clip or something of their talking about their favorite episode. That would be kind of cool. That could be dope.
Finally, show some appreciation to Goosebumps.
Right. I was almost thinking, like, have you ever watched Dr. Wolfula, like his channel?
Yes, I love him.
Me too. I love his channel. I've always been a huge fan of his. He'll talk about Scooby-Doo episodes from time or like the movies from time to time, and I love that. Like I think that is just so ballsy. That's so cool that he's able to do that. So that's kind of what I wanted to do with Goosebumps, you know, because like that was such a big part of my childhood, and obviously Scooby-Doo and all that was such a big part of his. I would love to do something like that on my page, you know.
Yeah, I'm for it.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. We'll get her done. We'll make it happen. Well, Carrie, I'm probably gonna get signed. I'm gonna sign off here in a second. But is there anything you want to promote, throw out there into the universe, or talk? Any last comments on Bodies? Anything? Go nuts.
No, just that we had fun talking about Bodies.
Hell yeah. Well,
and
everybody.
Before you judge this poor movie, just watch it and think about the ending, please. That's
give it a fair shot.
Yeah, give it a fair shot. It's not a slasher. It is a satire. Keep that in mind.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. And everybody, make sure to subscribe to Carrie Crave Cinema. She runs an awesome page talking about a variety of horror movie and just movie topics. You put out some great stuff, Carrie. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. So make sure to subscribe. Of course. Thank you guys all so much for watching this fun little stream, talking a little bodies. I could talk about this movie all day. Where I was so excited about it, had to do a whole stream on it. So thank you guys all
thank you for letting me crash.
Of course, absolutely. I'm just so glad you also liked it. I was like, oh hell yeah, I'm not the only person who enjoyed it. So good. Good stuff. Thank you all for joining us tonight, and don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. So